Hiya, welcome back. Today's Easter Sunday, so we decided to do a bit of a spring theme to the art activity today that you can all have a go at. So we are going to be creating little fingerprint characters. We're going to go with the spring theme, but it's up to you. You can do any sort of character at all, but we'll just show you how it's going to work.
This is what you'll need.
Okay, so what you're going to need is watercolour sets. The block ones are quite good actually, or any type of paint will actually work. You're going to need some paper, you're going to need a brush and some water, and you're going to need some sort of pens. They can be fine liners, they can be Sharpies, felt tip pens, anything like that at all will be absolutely fine. And it's always also a good idea just to have a little bit of tissue as well to clean off your hands a little bit as you're going along.
Here are some examples that I've done. I've done a bunny and a little chick.
Obviously nest, another bird there, we've got another rabbit, a little sheep, and a couple of little chicks at the bottom. So I'll show you how to do all of that now. A piece of paper, you're going to need your paints ready, and you're going to want to have some pens ready as well. It could be a black pen, but also sort of coloured pens or colour pencils are also good just to kind of add a little bit of extra touch. So what we're going to do, I'll start off by doing the chick. So we want to sort of get the paint just a little bit wet, a little bit damp. And then if you're thinking about your fingers, all right, you can sort of think that actually they're all different sizes, so that's going to give you a different kind of shape. So I'm going to do some birds, I think it's some little chicks. So I'm going to start with my index finger. I'm just going to create a little fingerprint there. I'm going to go with a different colour for one. And I'm going to show you how to create just the little chicks inside the nest. You see this time going with different colours as well. Sometimes if they don't come out quite enough, just keep going over a little bit more. Okay, and then I'm going to want the mother bird as well, sort of flying in. Again, just get that colour wet that I want. And really kind of get that onto your finger really well. And then think, where do you want that to be positioned? Again, just place that down. Okay, so that's all I need to do in terms of the fingerprint section for these particular animals. I'm going to also think about drawing into this as well. So rather than it just being a nest on its own, I think this time I'm going to sort of add a bit of a tree. So I'm going to start off by just kind of creating some lines that would indicate or suggest the idea of some twigs. So I'm just going to, hopefully you can see that. Just kind of get that idea of the nest. And I'm trying to make that sort of curved as well, just so that we get that form coming through. Okay, so you can see that a bit more clearly now. So lots and lots of lines just to kind of get me that idea of the nest that they're all sitting in, and it gives it also a little bit of time for the fingerprints to dry. I'm just going to sort of start to indicate a bit of a branch that this happens to be on. Going up and down into that tree trunk. So we'll do another little one in there, I think. Making this up obviously as I'm going along, as always. Okay. I want that to be a little bit bigger, so just get that paint just a little bit wetter. And just extend that around. That's better. Okay. So what I'm now going to do is start to add in little features on the chicks and the birds. So I'm going to start thinking about where their wings might be. So just give a little bit of a wing there, a little bit of an eye. This one I'm going to sort of say is also looking to the side, and this one is going to be looking more upright. Little wings just to the side. The mum eye there. I want her to feel like she's flying in, so we'll just kind of have a little bit more of the wings there, and we'll get a bit more of the tail coming in as well. And then I'm going to use an orange for their beaks, and I want it to look like they're going to be really open beaks. And Mummy is going to be having that worm. Okay. So we've got those chirping away, trying to get to their mum's attention to give them the little worm. And I'm just going to go around the outside, just making them look a little bit more fluffy. And then this one here, I'm actually going to turn into a big owl. So I'm going to create some big eyes, beak, and some little feathers. Little tuft on the top, and some wings. And just start to sort of sketch into that a little bit more. And just get that idea of the bark coming through onto the tree trunk as well. If I wanted to, I could even, get a coloured pen and just start to work in some of those gaps as well on her tail and feathers, just so that we get that colour coming through as well on there. You could even, if you wanted to, put some brown into the tree trunk. Okay, that gives you an idea how to do that then. I'll just do a couple of extra ones just to show you how to do the rabbit. So I'm going to actually now do a big thumbprint, all right, with my thumb, and then I want a smaller one, so I'm really just going to be using the tip of my thumb, or I could use the tip of my finger just to get a smaller circle. And then I want a bit of a contrast colour. I'm going to get the purple a little bit wet and just pop that in there, so it kind of gives me the idea of a tail. So what I'm going to do now is turn that round so you can see it. I'm then going to just kind of work in here, and I'm going to sort of say he's back to front on this particular one, so all I need to do is give him a couple of ears, which you could do with easily with a coloured pencil. Bit of a fluffy detail on his tail, maybe even a little paw there. So you get the idea of him sitting down. Okay, but alternative to that, what I could have done was one from the front or from the side. So if I think about one from the side, I'm going to go for a smaller fingerprint. Starting to run out a little bit. So just get that wet again, smaller fingerprint, and then I want a bigger print. Just spin that round a little bit. And I'm going to be using a pink pen this time. So here, look, I can just get that pink on those ears as well. This one, again, get those nice bunny ears coming up. And I'm going to just get my little finger for his tail. And then start to draw in these details. So a little bit of a nose, a bit of a mouth, up into those ears. And let's just get some paw. Let's get his back leg and into his tail. And that way we get more of a side bunny as well. Okay, you can see how that one works too. Oh, there's all sorts of things you can do. Another thing that you could quickly do is just kind of get yourself like a idea of some wires, maybe from telegraph poles, and again get a colour and just put a series of dabs with your fingers, and again then you can just go in with your beak, your eye, and little tail. He feels a bit of a bigger one, pigeon. Little legs. And there we have some little birds sitting on some telegraph wires as well. Okay, Amy's actually, with the whole thing of it being Easter, has created some really nice little Eastery decorations for you as well. Okay, well, have fun with that. See you next time.